My name is Kendall Ronzano, and I'm a senior graduating from York School this year, and next year I will be attending Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, and I am honored to be a recipient of the Philanthropic Youth of the Year Award. My story comes around it starts when I was 10 years old, and I was just really curious on how things worked, and one thing that I really made a goal for myself to do is build a house before graduating high school. I know it kind of sounds like a crazy thing at first. Most people think the same when I tell them initially, but when sophomore year rolled around, I kind of was looking at this list that I made of things I wanted to do, and I decided it was time for me to go about accomplishing it. So I sat down one day and I was just thinking, building a house, where to begin? And I thought, okay, well, I did some research and I found the Tumbleweed Tiny House Company and realized that they're small houses that would make my goal accessible or accomplishable. And so what I decided to do was start a nonprofit foundation called Nerd Girl Homes. And my goal is I'm building a tiny house and I'm going to be giving it away to a family who lost their home. On my drive down to York School, I travel by the homeless shelter. In the mornings I see people crawling out of dumpsters, having had to find shelter there. They're sleeping on the chiropractor's office, their porch pretty much. So I mean, I've always been aware of it, and it's been the opportunity for me to be able to help my community in that way. So what motivated me to really stick with the house was, surprisingly enough, along the way I've heard tons of discouraging comments and oh, you're just a girl in construction, you can't accomplish that, and that type of things. And I don't know if it was how I was raised or what, but with all those negative comments, it's kind of put a fire in my gut where it's like, just watch me, I can do this, what are you talking about? So, I mean, there have definitely been those discouraging moments. One of the initial challenges was getting the trailer, the initial investment. It was the hardest thing, saying that I wasn't a very established organization at first, and of course that I was, I think, 16 at the time, and I was a girl, and people are like, ooh, we're gonna do a little bit of stereotyping here. So it was really hard to get initial investors. So when I went to a family friend's really good friend who they had recommended and said, oh yeah, this person would definitely be interested in helping you, I came out crying from that meeting. I mean, it was just so discouraging. But the next day I remember waking up and I was so fired up. I'm like, you know what, I can do this. I mean, it just takes a lot of hard work and perseverance, but I mean, you see what happens later on. And the Philanthropic Youth Award, I mean, it's one of those things along the way where you really have to fight for what you want to do, but then you get rewarded for it at the end, and it's just so amazing to be recognized for this type of thing. I mean, you don't even really think about it along the way, and I have to say, I was completely surprised when I got the phone call that I was being recognized. I was actually in the grocery store with my mom and we were jumping up and down. We were so surprised. So I'm completely honored by it. I have to say, the receiving the award definitely encouraged me further. It showed me that yes, people did have my back, and yes, other people thought what I was doing was a great idea. And just receiving the positive energy, it really motivates me to keep pushing. So even with some of those hard times, because in anything that you do, you always reach obstacles, and just getting that positive feedback and feeling the vibe of the people there who are really, they're all passionate about philanthropy, and they want to hear what you have to say, and they want to see what you're doing and help you accomplish it, and just all of that was incredible. I think it's really important to be able to give back to your community, not just to put in hours or something like that for a community service project, but to really give back in the sense that every single member of your community, they have a purpose, they have a job, and it kind of reassures you to yourself also that you play a role in your community. You aren't just some passerby. So now as a senior in high school, graduating, I'm a couple years into my project now. I'm actually almost finished with the house, and I'm planning on giving it away to a family, which is to be decided. I really hope that all of you find a project that you really love to do and you stick with it no matter what people say. Fight those negative comments, accept the positive ones, and really feel encouraged to pursue what you plan to do. So good luck with that. I'd encourage you to keep doing it.